Have you ever walked into a fitness class, maybe a spin or dance or even one in the pool, and you immediately felt that connection, that kind of effortless rhythm where your body just gets it, moving perfectly with the instructor, the music, everything just flows? Or maybe you've had the opposite experience, feeling totally lost, always a beat behind, your arms and legs doing their own thing while everyone else seems to be nailing some perfect routine. That huge difference in how you feel, that joy versus that frantic confusion, it's not just about how coordinated you are. It often comes down to the teaching style behind the class. Today, we're diving deep into the world of aquatic fitness. We're not just skimming the surface. No, this is a proper deep dive into the two main teaching philosophies that really shape your experience in the water. On one hand, you've got those really dynamic choreography-driven classes, and on the other, the more adaptable coaching-based methods. Our mission here really is to unpack what makes each style tick. What are the unique bits, the challenges maybe, and the benefits? We want to give you a clearer picture so you can understand these classes better, and importantly, figure out what might actually work best for your fitness journey. We'll look at it from the instructed side, but also from your side as a participant, and try to understand why one style might feel like this amazing dance for some people and just a frustrating mess for others.
It's fascinating, isn't it, how even within something like water exercise, you have these really distinct ways of teaching. And they create totally different environments, physically and, well, mentally too. Understanding this difference, it's not just about picking a class timetable. It's really about how people learn, what motivates them,
Yeah.
And what makes a workout feel good and effective. It's definitely more than just splashing around. There's a purpose behind how the movements are taught.
Okay, let's really unpack this then, starting with that first style. When you picture those like high energy, music pumping, water fitness classes, that's usually the choreography style we're talking about. Those kinds of programs, they're built very specifically. The music and the moves are completely linked. Every step, every arm pattern, the whole routine it's tied right to the beat. The idea is to make it fun, energetic, and seem pretty easy to follow along, everyone moving together, like a water dance party. The instructor shows it, cues it, and you're meant to mirror them, keeping with that rhythm.
Right. But what often gets missed is the challenge this creates for the instructor. It looks like a party, yeah, but behind that smile, a lot of instructors can feel, honestly, overwhelmed. Their main job shifts. Instead of really coaching people, fixing form, giving options, checking energy levels, they're under intense pressure to just remember multiple routines, often pretty complex ones. So the role changes. It goes from being a coach to being more like an entertainer, leading the performance. And while that definitely creates a fun vibe, the hidden cost is that there's often less room for deep personal instruction. Their brain power is tied up in the sequence, which means less attention on the actual individuals in the pool. It's a bit of a paradox, actually. The goal is this collective fun, but the structure can sometimes get in the way of that direct connection and guidance.
That's really interesting. So the effort of just delivering the perfect routine can pull their focus away from the people actually doing it. It creates this kind of hidden stress for the instructor. So what does that mean for us then, the participants? What's the effect of that pressure or that structure on our experience?
Well, for a lot of people, choreography can be tough, a real hurdle. If you struggle to pick up a new routine quickly and remember you're in the water, which adds a whole other sensory layer, you can feel really out of step, not just with the instructor, but with everyone. And that often leads to feeling discouraged, maybe a bit inadequate, or even embarrassed. So instead of focusing on the workout itself, on the benefits, your mind is just racing, trying to keep up. It's a huge cognitive load, super distracting. You're not thinking about your core or how you're pushing the water. You're just trying to remember if it's left foot or right foot next. And that struggle can really take away from the whole positive vibe the class is aiming for. You end up feeling like you failed the routine instead of feeling like you succeeded in moving your body. I've heard so many stories, people just stop going because they constantly feel lost and they can't enjoy it because they're always playing catch up.
Oh, I think we've all been there. That moment where the whole class turns left and you confidently turn right. Or just kind of splash awkwardly. It feels like you're literally swimming in confusion. So yeah, maybe take a second to think about that feeling. Have you felt it? or seen someone else looking a bit lost while trying to keep up. If that feeling resonates, that struggle, it definitely makes you ask, okay, what's the alternative? Especially if you're looking for progress, not just performance. Or you want to master a move, not just memorize a sequence. Yeah, given those challenges with choreography, you do wonder what a completely different approach looks like. And that brings us right to the coaching-based style. Things like sweat, the structured water exercise training, is a really good example of how effective it can be. It's really a direct contrast to that choreography model, a totally different philosophy on structuring the workout. Less preset dance, more like building skills.
Exactly. The heart of this coaching style is what we often call the building block technique. So instead of one fixed routine everyone follows, you start with a basic foundational move, a base layer. Then the instructor adds layers onto that, progressively, maybe introducing variations or ways to increase the intensity or progressions that make it more challenging or hit different muscles. And what's really key here, especially in the water, is the music. Music is there, it helps with mood, maybe pacing, but it's the movements themselves and the instructor's direct real-time coaching that drive the workout. It's not about hitting the beat perfectly. It's about doing the move well, refining it, making it more effective for you. So an instructor might start with, say, a simple cross-country ski motion, okay, base move. Then they'll coach you. Now really press your hands against the water. Feel that resistance. That adds drag, makes it harder. Then maybe later, okay, let's add a little jump with it. Use the water's buoyancy. And they'll coach you through how to do that effectively. You're building an understanding of the physics almost, how your body works with the water. You build confidence and awareness in a way that fixed routines often don't allow.
That's a really clear difference. It sounds like you're being given, I don't know, high-quality building blocks and the freedom to build something yourself rather than just being handed a pre-built model you have to somehow copy perfectly. Just thinking about that. It must offer so much freedom for the instructor and the participant.
It's a great way to put it, because it really does free the instructor. They're not chained to memorizing these rigid routines anymore.
Yeah.
And that freedom lets them do what they're trained for, actual real-time coaching. They can adjust the class instantly. Maybe the group energy is low, or they see someone needs a modification, or they decide everyone's ready for a bigger challenge. I saw an instructor once seamlessly shift part of the class from high-impact jumps to a low-impact deep water march for someone who looked uncomfortable. No big fuss, didn't disrupt the flow. It allows for real, personalized guidance even in a group. And then for participants, the benefits are just as big. That constant worry about keeping up, that feeling of being left behind or not good enough, it just disappears. Instead, you get to focus purely on your form, your effort, your progress. You can succeed at your own level, which feels way more empowering.
Because ultimately, aquatic fitness, it isn't just about splashing about, right? Or just going through motions. It's really about creating an experience that's positive, that works, and that you actually want to keep doing for everyone involved.
And it's really important to say, both styles absolutely have value. They both work, just differently. For some people, choreography is always going to be their thing. They love that connection to the music, the energy, that party feel. It makes exercise feel like fun, like an escape. And that's great. But for many others, that freedom you get with freestyle coaching-based programs, that feels more sustainable, more empowering. It helps build a more intentional connection to the workout itself. So in the end, there's no single best way to teach. It's not that simple. The most effective style. It's the one that helps both the instructor and the participants feel confident, feel capable, feel inspired. It really is about finding the right fit.
So we've taken quite a deep dive today. We've looked at how these different teaching styles in aquatic fitness colory, the choreography, the coaching really change the whole experience. For the person leading the class and for you participating in it, it seems like a small detail maybe how a class is structured, but as we've heard, the effects go pretty deep. Right to the core of your workout and how you progress. So next time you're thinking about a fitness class, maybe it's in the pool, maybe the gym, maybe even online at home. Don't just ask what the class is. Is it cardio, strength, dance? Maybe pause and ask how it's taught. Really think about it. What makes you feel confident when you move? What helps you feel like you can improve? What kind of environment inspires you to actually move and learn and maybe push yourself a bit? What kind of support or what kind of challenge helps you do your best? Because this isn't just about picking an exercise class, it's about finding an environment that genuinely supports your learning, your sense of being capable, and ultimately your own personal journey to feeling healthier and better, whatever that looks like for you.